I am Chuck Danley. I'm currently an Information System Security Manager, or an ISSM. I'm working at Technology Service Corporation here in the United States, but I've been doing this for nearly 40 years now, where I've started trying to make sure that computers have the highest availability and usefulness to the users that are trying to use them, and not necessarily getting in their way of trying to keep them from doing anything, but just increase their availability, but protect them from themselves and the actions that they do. Since an awful lot of reasons that computers go down or are not available for use is related to the user's activities and behaviors, which also ties right into how often a breach occurs. Somewhere around 80-90% of all breaches are because of something that the user has done, one way or another. You'll learn some of that as you go through this kind of program. But I started doing that back in the 80s, continued to improve my knowledge in such changes the terminology of what we call it, information assurance, to cybersecurity today, and work my way up now that I'm a manager and being able to advise others and give them guidance and mentoring how to perform and do the jobs that we need to be focused on. So that's kind of what my path has been along the years and got me to where I'm at today. As I retired from the military, I'm on active duty and working on doing something afterwards, I knew I had skill sets for cybersecurity. So I ended up contacting a schoolhouse that did cybersecurity type training, ended up getting a few certifications, and within just a matter of a few weeks, I got various CompTIA certifications and EC Council certifications. I ended up getting CEH, CHFI very quickly, and eventually, it wasn't too long after that, C&D. I also got that one. Then when I found EC Council had stood up its own university, and having its own degree program now gave me the advanced credit, or I placed out of 3 classes. That meant I could get the degree done much quicker. So many places do exist that you could get something like a cybersecurity degree as a master's, but only EC Council was going to give me that advanced credit for those certifications so that I could get done quicker. And I ended up finishing the program in about 18 months. It reinforced several different things that I learned along the way. Like I said, I have CEH, or the Ethical Hacker certification. So in the process of doing the degree, I ended up getting ECSA and LPT. So taking the CEH a bit deeper and understanding hacking, how easy it was to gain access to a computer because of taking advantage of someone's behavior, in particular, predictable behavior. And it's just so easy, unfortunately. But that's why I mentioned earlier in my introduction, it's like 80-90% of all breaches are tied right back to somebody doing something that if they would have given it a little more thought, they might have been able to avoid. And actually, my paper, or my capstone in my degree, was about that in particular. Technology can only go so far. We have to do more to help the user understand how they directly contribute to the success of a breach. So that's where my biggest focus is, and ultimately why I'm also sitting down here and helping explain some of that as we go through these questions, so that people understand maybe a little bit different focus of where they need to help people and what they're doing, since this is ultimately what cybersecurity is all about. I do feel that helped me definitely get to being the manager I am today, and it has definitely increased my pay. When I first was just teaching, so actually I did that for a while too, getting this degree definitely made a difference in what my final paycheck is, that's for sure. Reinforced some of the things I started learning off when I was going some of the early certifications that I started. However, going through the program, one of the things that definitely expanded my understanding is the law. But by taking it through a whole semester and digging in a little deeper, understanding how the law affects what's going on and the direction that some of these things are being forced, so to speak, or encouraged to improve overall security of networks and minimizing the opportunity for breaches, and instead of focusing completely on technology to be that solution, that how the user has to be a player as well, or be a contributor to that final solution, because a single click on an email, so to speak, or a phishing email, can bypass all the security provided by technology without even thinking about it. I saw the bigger picture, not just focusing on a smaller portion of it, or goal, or motivation, is to help people understand that there's a bigger picture. Technology isn't the only answer. It has to be a part of the answer, but not the total answer either. Well, I do attribute it to EC Council in general. The fact that I started with, like I said early on in the chat here, with getting like some of my EC Council certifications before the program even existed. But I'm grateful as well because the university came along and provided the opportunity to take that even further and add to that knowledge and reinforce it and then expand it.